Hi, my name is James Shepard, and this video is going to be very different than ones I've done in the past. I actually just want to get your feedback today. I'm going to give you one tip about decision making, but the title of the video is actually just going to be my new show and getting your feedback, okay? So I wanted to get your feedback on my new show. So I'm working on a couple of different ideas for content that I want to get your opinion on, and I'm going to get to that right at the end of the video. So let me start out by giving you just one really quick tip on how to make effective decisions. So one of the things that I see people doing in sales and business and life all over the place is not making what I call a complete decision. Let me explain what I mean by this. You have to understand that you only have a certain amount of time to do the things that you want to do. And what I see people doing a lot of times is making a decision to do one of two things. They either say, you know what, I'm going to stop doing that. Well, that's actually not a decision. Saying you're going to stop doing something is not a decision. That's half of a decision. A full decision is, I'm going to stop doing this, and instead, I'm going to start doing this. The other thing that people will do is they'll say, I'm going to start doing this. Okay, like for me, I've said for the last, year, I'm going to start working out at the gym. That's not a decision, and I haven't kept that because it's not a real decision. I haven't finished the other part of it, which is I'm going to start going to the gym and working out, and what I'm going to give up is this. I'm going to stop doing this so that I can start doing that. That's a full decision. And so right now I'm actually working with a new trainer that I'm going to start in a week going to the gym, and I'm going to do it right in the middle of my day, which I just despise and hate. And what I realized was that the only way for me to actually go to the gym was that I have to decide to give up something that really matters to me. And believe me, an hour in the middle of my day really, really matters to me. And so that's what I'm going to do. I go and teach, I volunteer to do a class a few times a week, a programming class at a local high school. So I'm going to go there, teach my class, then I'm going to the gym, and I have a trainer that's meeting me there. The accountability, I have to be there. And I know I'll keep that decision because that's an actual decision. That's me saying I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to give up an hour of my day in the middle of my workday to go and do that. And so make a complete decision. Whether you're trying to stop doing something or you're trying to start doing something, make it a complete decision. All right, now that I've gotten that little tip out of the way, let me get your opinion on two new content things that I'm actually working on. So number one, the first thing I'm going to do, we're starting the CC Sales Pro show. Now, I've done the CC Sales Pro show in the past, once a week, different ways. Always do it on Fridays in the past. And so it was an interesting show. Before, mainly I would usually interview a guest, and so I would have a guest in the merchant services industry, but I really now want to make the content a little bit more general just to help salespeople. And so what I'm actually doing is I'm creating the show so that you can actually kind of call in and I'll role play with you. So by the way, if you're interested in being on the show, just go to ccsalespro.com/show. So it's ccsalespro.com/show, and you can actually fill out a form right there and put in your question that you want to ask or whatever. My assistant will reach out, and we're starting it out with pre-scheduled. I'm eventually going to do it live, but we're starting out right now with pre-scheduled times. And so it's like, at this time, James is going to call you, and then I'm going to record our conversation and do a role play with you, give you some advice about sales or building your business or whatever you want to talk about, and then we'll end up putting that onto a show. So the first one is going to air not this coming Friday, but the next one. I'm not sure what that date is, but the last Friday in October, I think, or the first Friday in November, not sure, but you'll see it coming up. Now that show, though, is going to be exclusively for Facebook. Okay, so if you're watching this video on YouTube and you've not liked our page on Facebook, make sure you go to facebook.com/ccsalespro. This one is actually even going to be at a different one. It's going to be CC Sales Pro Show. And so I don't think that page is fully up yet for you to go like it, but I want to get your thoughts about that. If you're interested in it, if that's something you think, hey, yeah, I would love to call in and get some free advice on how to sell, how to build my business, whatever it might be, you can go to ccsalespro.com/show and fill that out and whatever questions you would have, and I'll schedule a time, and that'll help me to get some feedback to know that you're interested in it. The other thing I'm thinking about doing, I haven't nailed it down yet. We're definitely doing the CC Sales Pro show. Haven't nailed down exactly what I want to do with this one yet, but I have an idea. So for years, I've been trying to make a show where I would go out in the field, and this show would basically have a camera that follows me around and watches me sell. I think that'd be really cool. Nobody has that right now. When you look online, no one's ever made a show like that, which actually shows a salesperson, whether it's on the phone or a person making sales. There's two reasons why nobody's ever done it. The first reason is that technically it's illegal because I can't record a conversation with somebody without notifying them. So, I can't, you can imagine cold calling and saying at the beginning of the conversation, this call may be recorded, for mass distribution. Now, let me talk to you about what we have to sell. They're going to hang up on you. That's not going to work. The other problem is if you're doing a video and you go in and let them know, whether you go in with the camera or go ahead of time and say, hey, just so you know, I'm filming, obviously they're either going to say I'm not interested or they're going to be super nice, which is not at all like sales, so it's not realistic. So I have this other idea that I'm thinking about trying, wanted to get your kind of feedback on it. What I'm thinking about doing is doing sales like on speakerphone, or going into the business without a camera but just having the audio going, so the camera would kind of film me, I could give some tips, then I walk into a business, the camera doesn't follow me, I go in, I record the conversation with like an AirPod or something like that, but we never use the recording. All I'm going to do is get like an actor that does like voiceover to do a voiceover of the prospect and try to match their emotions and things. So we're never going to use their voice because that wouldn't be legal to do, but you're going to hear my voice and me actually doing the sales, and then you're going to hear the prospect's voice, not their actual voice, but an actor who's replicating it. Same thing with like a phone call. So I don't know, I'm thinking about doing a show like that, maybe put out like one video a week of like me actually selling and going that way. So I'm just curious to get your feedback about that. Do you think it'll work? Do you have any thoughts about it? Would you, want to watch that? Would you want to listen to that? So do me a favor, if you're watching this video on Facebook or YouTube, just comment right under the video and let me know what you think about that idea. And if you have any thoughts on maybe how I can improve it, or any just random thoughts that you have, or if you think it's a good idea, let me know that in the comments. I'd really, really appreciate that. My name is James Shepard. Thanks for watching this kind of unique video. Hope you have a great day.